Henry. 5 things that we completely forgot happened this offseason in the NBA. I go to you first. We're about 2 weeks away from media days. I think the first preseason game's October 4th. So basketball will soon be back, but we're not there yet. So let's do some refreshing. 5 things. You can start us off with one. Something that happened this offseason that you and probably the audience completely forgot about.
I'm going to kind of cheat here because this wasn't really the offseason. This was the end of the season. We forget the entire Dan Hurley Lakers saga. It's like, oh, he's on a plane. Was that one of yours?
Yes, it was.
Oh, he's on a plane to LA. No, he's not. And oh, he's asking UConn for $2,000 more in recruiting, or just all of these bullshit headlines that were thrown out there about just the strangest things. And then there was the whole Woj aspect to it because he is close with the Hurley family. He wrote a book on Hurley's, I think Bobby
his
Sr.
Father.
Right?
His father.
Yeah, Bobby Sr.
Yeah.
And because then it became a Shams versus Woj battle because Shams said, oh, no, it's going to be Redick. And then Woj drops this out of nowhere, saying, no, it's going to be Hurley. And the Lakers have their radar set on him. And that was just a gigantic fucking shit show. And that was a shit show because the Lakers are a shit show and they wanted to take the spotlight away from your wrongly accused Boston Celtics. How dare your Boston Celtics get taken out of the headlines for one day? One day, I say. And they just threw all this Dan Hurley, JJ Redick stuff out there. As JJ Redick is calling the finals with the Celtics, and then like is he going to leave the booth and go take a job with the Lakers? It was such a fucking mess. It really was just an unbelievable mess.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Sorry to take one of yours.
No, I mean it makes sense. Like that was the news for a sec. It was plus because it's Lakers news. It's overblown. Yeah. People are too into it. But yeah, Dan Hurley. Like that was.
And then he did what
funny.
Everybody knew he was going to do, which was just stay at UConn. Everybody said he was going to stay at UConn, and that's what he did.
His wife wanted to be on the East Coast. Like, you think she's going to go to L.A.? No. Yeah, I think the
You want to know why I thought of that is because UConn actually just went to the White House, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think. Oh, because I saw a clip of it going around. Maybe they already went.
Well, I will say this. I think we've forgotten just how bad of an offseason the Lakers have had as a collective.
Yeah, six days ago. 6 days ago, they went to the White House.
Yeah, I think as fans have forgotten how bad the Lakers offseason has been, though, as a collective. I mean, there were times where people thought they were going to get all these free agents, plus Dan Hurley, and they got JJ Redick and Bronny James. So it was really not
Sounds like a great haul to me.
And they got they got what's his name? I forgot. They got what's his name
Perfect
from Tennessee.
Off-season.
Dalton Connect. So yeah, it's hasn't been good for the Lakers. Has not been good for the Lakers. All right, I got one. We'll go media news first because I love my NBA media news. I forgot that Charles Barkley said he was retiring and then just completely unretired. Like,
you know what? I forgot that too.
He was like, I am retiring.
It was like a couple days.
Yep. He's like, I am retiring. I am ending with Turner. I'm done. Goodbye. Thank you very much. And then I think like a month ago, he was like, actually, we're going to stay. I'm just going to do sports, like generally, not just hoops. So he's not retiring. There was a stretch where Chuck was retiring, which actually felt kind of nice because it was like, wow, the inside the NBA is over. Well, it will be over after this upcoming season. That's the end of Chuck's media career. But now they've left the door open in a very weird way where they're like, maybe we'll just do generic sports. I'm going to say this. No.
I like Chuck on hockey.
Well, it's not Chuck. I don't know what Kenny and Shaq are going to bring. I think Chuck can talk about anything. You've seen Chuck do the golf. Ernie obviously has a baseball background, has done a lot of sports. What does Kenny the Jet Smith have to say about hockey? What does Shaquille O'Neal have to say about college football?
I'll tell you what Kenny the Jet Smith has got to say. Hakeem, here's your water.
Oh!
Joke.
I did not forget about the TV rights deal, obviously, but yeah, there was a stretch this offseason where Charles Barkley was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm retiring after this year. And now he's sticking around, which I think for fans is a good thing, but I just completely forgot that happened.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. I really that was deep in the recent because it was
Well,
just
that
an
was
Instagram post
that
he
was
just said
my
like I'm retiring.
he was on like a podcast or an interview. That was my alternate. So you took Dan Hurley, so I give you Chuck
Great.
out of the gate. All right, my man.
Great.
Back to you. Unless you want to go Snake here and I go again.
Nah, Snake doesn't really work with two people,
Well,
unfortunately.
the person that was going next would say that. You're up.
All right. This one kind of piggybacks off the Dan Hurley thing. We forgot just how many offseason coaching moves there were. So many new teams hired coaches. Like, obviously,
Say a few.
Yeah, a lot. So the JJ Redick to the Lakers move, accompanied with the Hurley saga, that was the biggest name. And then the Cavs have Kenny Atkinson now after firing JB Bickerstaff. And now JB Bickerstaff is going and coaching Detroit after Detroit paid Monty Williams $65 million to fuck off and never coach again in the NBA, which is honestly, for coaching contracts, that's like the Deshaun Watson contract, minus the allegations of albatross for a coach. It's ridiculous. Like he literally got paid out of the biggest contract in NBA history, 13 months ago, and now he just gets to chill on his couch, which is unbelievable. The Hornets stole your guy, Charles Lee. The Wizards got a new head coach. The Suns hired Mike Budenholzer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Nets have a new head coach. They stole from the Kings. So there was a lot of coach movement this offseason in the NBA. A lot of chess pieces of coaches moving around.
You know who Mike Budenholzer hired as like his top assistant?
No.
Mike Hopkins. Remember Mike Hopkins?
No, I don't remember.
He was Jim Boeheim's top assistant. When Boeheim got suspended, he coached, and then he got the job at Washington. Mike Hopkins. In the theme of forgetting about people, Mike Hopkins, that's a guy I've forgotten about till this offseason.
Let's give a round of applause, a standing ovation for Mike Hopkins.
Mike Hopkins, people forget, he ran man-to-man, and people freaked the fuck out. He was doing man-to-man Syracuse basketball. Who did the Wizards hire as a coach? You didn't name the coach's name. I'm just curious if you don't know who they hired.
Oh, I'm forgetting his name. I know he's a white guy, though.
Okay.
I know it. Brian Keefe.
That is a white-ass name right there.
Yeah,
all right, Brian Keefe.
I knew it was a white guy.
Sorry, Brian.
Yeah,
a lot of coaching changes this offseason. Good.
You want to ask me who the Nets coach is?
It's not.
Because I'm going to be quick on my feet and Google it real quick.
The Nets got rid of Jacques Vaughn. I had no idea. I completely forgot about that.
It's Jordy Fernandez.
Ah.
Remember, he was coaching the Canadian men's team in the Olympics as well.
Oh, okay. That guy. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Well, his team underperformed in the Olympics, and it's going to be hard for the Nets to underperform this year because the expectations are simply that low. Did you get in a TikTok fight about Cam Thomas the other day?
This was like not the other day, a couple of weeks ago. I got into a lot of TikTok. This is the first like TikTok fight I've gotten in a while, just like responding back to comments. There are people out here who think like Cam Thomas is a really good player who is just like brought down by bad talent in Brooklyn. It's like, oh, they suck because the talent's bad. Like, not the fact that this guy has the ball in his hands at the rate of some of the top superstars in the league and they're dog shit. Maybe that's an indication he's not a particularly good basketball player.
Perhaps.
For a high usage guy, not that great. Yeah. I was arguing that Austin Reeves and DiVincenzo were better. DiVincenzo hit like 11 threes in a playoff game.
Who thinks
Thomas is not better than him?
Who thinks that's an insane take? Yeah, it's DiVincenzo and Reeves are definitely better.
Because, kill him. He hits hard step back mid-range shots. The most inefficient shot in basketball.
Not that DiVincenzo can defend, but at least Austin Reeves is a
what are you
pretty full
player.
No,
DiVincenzo can defend. He's pretty good. He's not elite. Way better at defense than Cam Thomas.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Cam Thomas can't defend at all. So yeah, I get that. I'll do my second one. Which one do I want to pick? This happened last week. Jamal Murray got a big extension. It just wasn't discussed. 4 years, $220 million. Weird time, or maybe it was $200 million. Weird time to get an extension for Jamal Murray because, frankly, his play of recent, playoff run in the Olympics has been quite bad. He has not looked good. The accusations that he is a Nikola Jokic merchant have been flying around, often at the hands of the gentleman to my right here. So, yeah, it's a weird I'm going to say this. This is about just off-season stuff, but I'd like to get a take. Denver's in trouble. The Nuggets are in trouble. And
What are you talking about? Bringing on Russell Westbrook is the sign of a healthy organization.
the Nuggets
All the smart teams are doing it.
the Nuggets are in trouble. And it's actually due to, quite frankly, a lot of mismanagement on their roster. So they're going to be paying Murray and Jokic $500 million, those two guys. And the reason Denver won the championship 2 years ago, you could argue, was because of the supporting players, the Aaron Gordons, the Michael Porter Jr., the KCP, the Bruce Brown. And so KCP and Bruce Brown are both gone. Michael Porter Jr. has regressed tremendously. Aaron Gordon, a fine player, but limited in what he can do. Christian Brown is just expected to kind of take a lot of the bench play on. So, yeah, you invest in Jamal Murray, but the way he's played of late, except against like the Lakers in crunch time, has not been impressive. So I'm just going to go out and say it right now. The West is getting better and better, but the Nuggets are not. And the Nuggets are, I'm going to say it, perhaps in Milwaukee Bucks territory, a team that could have done it for years and years and years, that mismanaged their roster and now are on the outside looking in. Denver's not fully there yet. Milwaukee is, in my opinion. Denver's not fully there yet, but they're close. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not going to massively disagree with you. The roster is deteriorating. Michael Porter Jr. is like just a full-time podcaster now, part-time NBA player.
Yeah.
Christian Brown, if he can learn to become even like below average as a shooter instead of terrible, that's a big improvement.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny when you said the accusations that Jamal Murray is a Nikola Jokic merchant. When you said the accusations, I'm just like, wait, did he get accused of something I didn't hear about? Like,
No.
or did he get accused of something?
No.
But no. Yeah, he got accused of being a bum who gets carried by Nikola Jokic.
Well, he threw a heating pad at a ref and got nothing from it. So,
you know, maybe I should have put that one down. We did forget he did that.
Jamal Murray gets the Rashi Rice treatment. You know what I mean?
Just getting away with stuff.
Yep.
Okay. This one's going to hit home for you.
Okay.
Going to set the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Carrier Dome, 2019, Virginia versus Syracuse.
Yes.
What are the game for a anonymous college basketball game that I'm sure nobody listening to this podcast who will ever listen to this podcast really remembers. We talk about this game so often. Who was the guy hitting all the threes?
Kyle Guy.
Kyle Guy retired from basketball.
Oh, Kyle Guy.
So you didn't know this?
Nope,
This
had
was
no
like
idea.
Weeks ago, he retired from basketball.
Wow.
He was in the league for a few years. He had a run with the Heat when all those guys were getting ruled out with COVID and they were just signing people off the streets. He played pretty well for the Heat. People said he looked like Jack Harlow, and it did not get
That's
extended.
a sign that things are going well.
Yeah. Did not get extended with the Heat. I think he got 10 days. Didn't stick around much in the league after that. Played over in Spain for the last few years. And now he's back as an assistant advisor, like assistant coach, player development scout at the University of Virginia, baby. He's coming home.
Once proud program.
Yeah.
Running to the ground.
Running to the ground like pack line defense and Kihei Clark. Love it. So he's retired. I just got to give a shout out to him on this show. Kyle Guy hit some of the most important shots of my basketball life as a fan. That three in the corner to send it to a potential overtime against Auburn. We all know the one in the corner he hit the next possession to hit the three free throws to put them in the position to win. But we forget he hit a three in the corner with like 12 seconds left before that when it was a 5-point game to make it a 2-point game. Or no, 1-point game. Sorry, what am I saying? 1-point game with six seconds left. We foul, miss one free throw. Next thing you know, Kyle Guy hits all 3 free throws. We're going to the national championship game. Hit some big shots in the national championship game as well. Kyle Guy, thank you for smiles. Thank you for one of the greatest years of my life rooting for that team. Can you please find a few more years of eligibility left and suit up? We need shooters. We need shooters bad.
That sounds pretty horrible to ask an old dude to play college hoops. Oldish.
He's young. He's our age. He's 27.
I wouldn't want me playing in a college basketball game. No way.
I trust myself. I can do it. I can
speak-
knock down a few threes.
Speaking of old dudes, I'm gonna do two, if you don't mind. Just like two is one. Two veterans changing homes. Chris Paul to the Spurs. I completely forgot about that. And DeMar DeRozan to the Kings. I completely forgot about that. I mentioned them because, again, two players in I'm going to say the twilight of their careers. Chris Paul, for sure. Like, he's got 1 year left, I think. DeMar DeRozan maybe has 3 years in the league left. But, like, these are two guys that, 3 years ago were talked about quite a bit. When DeRozan was popping off on the Bulls, when they were just beating up on bad teams. Obviously, CP3 in that Suns run, a lot of press there, a lot of discussion there. But two guys that have kind of fallen out of the NBA zeitgeist, fallen out of the conversation. So I forgot about both of them changing homes. I think DeRozan to the Kings, I just forgot it again, to the Kings will help them, but not make a huge difference in terms of where they finish in the standings. Similar to CP3, everyone's like, oh, he's going to mentor Wemby and all this. I don't know. It's going to be fine. It's not going to make a huge difference, but I think that's why I forgot about both of those players, is that they're older players, used to seeing them in specific places, used to hearing about them, and they're kind of at a point in their careers where they're just not in the zeitgeist as much as they used to be.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I think, yeah, DeMar DeRozan made an All-Star team 2 years ago, and Chris Paul made an All-Star team 3 years ago. 2022, both these guys were All-Stars, and now the DeRozan thing was a little bit weird because he was like the biggest free agent at the end. He was a week after most of the moves had been made.
Yeah,
the Chris Paul one was a smart move for sure. Don't know how much better it'll make the Spurs, but I like the move DeRozan to the Kings, of course, because it's just kind of a 1-for-1 upgrade on Harrison Barnes, and DeMar DeRozan, a limited player, is clearly a much better player than Harrison Barnes, who is now on the Spurs, in case you didn't know. Yeah, he was a 3-team trade. He's on the Spurs. He's going to start. Can't wait. That's not going to be a complete and total fucking disaster.
Back to you, my man.
All right. So, an underrated storyline. It hasn't been an A-tier storyline. It's been a B-tier storyline in the NBA for the last 2 years is, Donovan Mitchell's leaving Cleveland. He's going to New York. We forget that not only did Donovan Mitchell re-up in Cleveland, they signed Evan Mobley to a rookie max extension, and they signed Jared Allen to another 3-year extension as well. Like, they've got their core four locked up. This is what they're rolling with. We've all said, like, you got to break it up, and yes, trades can be done, but they are going into this season as if Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, probably Max Strus at the 3. That's our core. And if you had said to anyone, especially after the playoff loss to the Knicks 2 years ago, this in 2024 is going to be how they start their season, no one would have believed you. Everyone would have said, either they chose Mitchell and traded Garland, or they chose Mobley developed a jump shot, so they traded Allen. Something changed. But no, those 4 guys who have been the core of their team the last 2 years not only are staying, could all stay long term as well.
Unfortunately, I'm not editing that in the video. So,
oh well. If you're listening to the podcast,
he's not perfect, folks. He is human. No, you're right, Hen. I think it's just keep the mid squad together.
They're better than mid. Mid squad is what the Chicago Bulls were doing the last few years. That was the mid squad. This fine. Is the slightly better than mid squad. But yeah, it's surprising because after that catastrophic loss to the Knicks in round 1 2 years ago, literally everyone from Zach Lowe to Kevin O'Connor, now of Yahoo Sports, to Boyers Not Ballers, to Mark Titus was saying it's over for this core 4 in Cleveland. But no, we're going on year 3 of this experiment.
Well, it still might be over. I don't think this team is going to get even to the conference championship in the East. So it's like, yeah, they're not mid. Their ceiling is the conference semis. But I'm surprised they're just running it back. And I think this team, what do I always say? What's the team I always reference for teams like this? the John Wall Wizards. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the John Wall Wizards again. And they're not a bad team, but it's conference semi ceiling, and you're not going anywhere. So now they're going to have to move Garland, probably. I still think they're going to move somebody eventually. I don't think they're going to run this the whole time. They just locked up Okoro for 3 more years as well. So it's like, I mean, the coaching thing will help. Bickerstaff got a ton of blame. Was John Beilein the coach too with this group?
Yeah.
So
and then he called them like a vague slur that.
Yeah.
And so he left.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure JB Bickerstaff just inherited. I think he was the top assistant.
Yes.
And he became the head coach after Beilein left for his potential racial slur scandal.
Yeah, he said something about, like, I think he threw around like posse or something. I don't know.
No,
but
I think he said like you guys are playing like a bunch of thugs. I think that's what he said.
Was it him who threw around like someone said plantation and got in a lot of trouble, rightfully so.
A lot of people have said that. John Beilein controversy.
Yeah, but I bring that up to say not to talk about scandal, but just to say
he said thugs. He said he meant to. Unbelievable attempt at saving face. He said you guys are playing around like a bunch of thugs. He said, "Oh, I meant to say slugs."
Dr. Seuss looking ass. I meant to say slugs. I meant to say bugs. I thought about this on a pile of rugs. Like
I wanted to give my players some hugs.
Yeah. John Beilein. But I bring this all up to say,
oh my God.
Coaching, you fire that guy. Bickerstaff got a ton of blame. We'll see what Kenny can do.
We knew he loved Jared Allen in Brooklyn. That's why he got fired, and they brought in Steve Nash because they thought they were playing Jared Allen too many minutes over DeAndre Jordan. Great scouting, Kevin Durant.
And Kenny Atkinson has been sketchy as hell. Let's not forget he had the Charlotte job, turned it down, stayed in Golden State. So we'll see what he does. Mike Brown, obviously, in the Kerr coaching tree, has done a lot of good things in Sacramento. So maybe Kenny Atkinson can turn Cleveland around. I'm not buying it, but
Kenny Atkinson was definitely an assistant coach on one of the FIBA teams as well.
Yes, he was.
Not the FIBA.
The Olympic teams. I saw him. It was a very random team, I think.
Wait, he's from Northport?
He's a Long Island guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know he's from Long Island.
I can't believe it. Oh my God. My fourth one. Clippers have a new stadium. France.
Assistant coach for France.
What a terrorist. Fourth, Clippers have a new home. The Intuit Dome. I completely forgot that's a thing. By the way, folks, if you think you can smoke in the Intuit Dome, you cannot. It's a fake tweet that I fell for. Do not buy it. Do not believe it.
Okay, story time. I'm sure we told this when you had originally said it, but he fell for an NBA Centel tweet that said, at the new Clippers arena, the Intuit Dome, you're allowed to smoke in it.
It's a mistake. Listen, I
smoking indoors has been banned since like the first George W. Bush term. And you're like, oh, no, they brought it back.
A lot on my mind. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. But Intuit Dome opened a month ago. Bruno Mars performed 24 Karat Magic. There was a delay, though, because they have the facial recognition technology. Shit just was not working. So thousands of people
I don't want my face to be recognized.
Thousands of people just could not get in. But yeah, the Clippers have a new home. No longer playing at Crypto.com arena. But the pictures I've seen the Intuit Dome from above look very futuristic, very cool. I think we're really only going to talk about the Clippers' new arena. I expect the Clippers to regress this year, and thank God. I'm tired of talking about them. But yeah, the Intuit Dome. $2 billion arena for Stevie Ballmer.
A basketball arena was $2 billion.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that was the price tag for like Jerry World, a football stadium.
No, Jerry World was definitely more expensive. I'll check that.
No.
Jerry World
was between
price.
1 and 2 billion.
Well, the Gavin Newsom taxes of California. Jerry World cost $1.3 billion in 2009. So like
adjusted for bad inflation, that's like $8 trillion now.
Exactly. We were not invited to the Trump rally in Vegas with the other YouTubers, folks. To you, my friend.
You actually stole my next one. I was going to say I wasn't going to frame it as the Clippers are at Intuit Dome now. I was going to frame it as The Lakers have Staples Center all to themselves now, baby. And I actually am a little bit happy for the Clippers as well because they got so many of those terrible afternoon on a Sunday games because the Lakers were always getting the late night game because they're the Lakers. And I'm happy for them, but I'm also happy for the Lakers because I got to be honest, sharing a stadium in the year of our Lord 2024, I don't know about that. That seems a little bit. That seems like a little bit like woke garbage.
That was what was holding them back all these years, man. The shared
That's
showers, the shared locker rooms. You're right. That's the shared gym. You're completely right, my man. That's the thing that was holding the Lakers back.
And you want to know what? Hey, because this is universal. Because who else famous shares a stadium? The Jets and the Giants, and you want to know what? They've been ass for years.
That's true.
So it seems like there is a common thread among some of the most disappointing teams in sports. Do not share a stadium, at least with another sports team in the same league. Are there any other teams that, because the White Sox and the Cubs play in the same city but different stadiums, I don't think there are any other instances of two sports in because LA, New York, and Chicago are the only cities that have two teams. So I think that's it. And both have been very disappointing over these last few years. So I've discovered a hack. John Mara, I know you don't want to pony up the money for Saquon Barkley. How about you pony up the money for a new stadium in Hudson Yards? I don't know. Not Hudson Yards, actually.
No,
that'd be a nightmare.
What? Don't do Hudson Yards. That's a horrible idea.
No,
it is a good point. The Jets and the
Redmond.
Giants both stink. If any Jets fans are listening, as long as you have Bob Sal as your coach, you're not going anywhere. I'm sorry. That team stinks. I've seen enough. Daniel Jones showed a little life the other day.
Yeah, they scored 3 touchdowns. The Commanders scored 0, and the Commanders won. Average Giants game.
Malik Neighbors. My last pick, my last thing I forgot about. There was a time when people didn't know that Bam Adebayo and Asia Wilson were dating. And it's so clear to me now, this is like getting into Freaky Friday territory, that they are dating. Bam tweeted on Sunday after Asia Wilson broke the 1,000-point WNBA scoring record, first woman to do that, I believe, in the sport. Bam said, "Hope you have 1,000 reasons to smile today," or something like that. Apostrophe, as Asia Wilson spells her name. There are obviously those like reports of them in the Olympics. They're two massive individuals. They're very hard to miss. But they are 100% dating.
Very casually, a 6'9" man and a 6'4" woman walking around holding hands.
Yeah, they are two.
Not an easy one to miss.
No, and it got me thinking, like, two like power athletes dating. Like, I think it's rare that you have two like true all-world athletes like getting together, and there are definitely some I'm forgetting about. But that should be a thing we do, like just ranking power athlete couples. Like one that comes to mind, like Mia Hamm and Nomar Garciaparra. That's one. The Ertzes.
Yes.
The Holidays.
Yes, the Holidays, the Ertzes.
There's definitely many more that I'm missing, but
Joe DiMaggio, Marilyn Monroe.
Hey, so we don't. But no, like Bam and Asia Wilson dating is like, again, those are two like big time athletes, and it was clear during the Olympics they were together. That was clear as day. You know, when a new couple is a thing, that's just hard to hide that. But there was a time where people didn't know, and this was like breaking news, and now it's clear to me that they are indeed a couple. So congrats to those two. Pretty cool stuff.
It was very funny when Bam won an award and like Asia was in the audience. So like, thank you, Asia, for being here, just completely blowing up her spot.
No, it was like the mayor of Miami-Dade County or whatever. Like, it was the mayor.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The mayor was like, hey, we have Asia Wilson in the crowd. It's like Team USA posting Jason Tatum's like second child he has not spoken about on the Instagram. It's like, way to blow up his spot.
Hey, did Supreme Allied Commander Communist leader Jason Tatum mention that on the Fallon show?
I can't.
He was dressed like the communist dictator.
I thought it was sick. I mean,
kind of based.
Did you see what happened Derek White over the weekend?
Yeah, he got punched.
He got in a fight. So just so the NBA is aware of what's happened, Jason Tatum was disrespected on the Olympic team. Jaylen Brown was disrespected by Nike and the Olympic team. And now Derek White is getting punched by either Colorado or Colorado State fans. So 3 angry guys, and Al Horford's a knight now. I'm not sure if you saw, he got like knighthood in the Dominican Republic, I think. So we got a knight, 3 angry dudes. That's how math works. So the league.
Kristaps is just chilling though.
And Kristaps is like, I'm going to rest till January. So, and Sam Hauser, I think, just had a kid. And Peyton Pritchard got married.
Wow, big offseason for the Celtics, my lord.
And Wyc Grousbeck. So apparently, I'm not sure if you saw the New York Post story that came out over the weekend, but apparently Wyc's dad was just like, I'm not footing the bill for this team anymore, and just fucking, that's why they're selling, because he's like this old 90-year-old man, didn't want to deal with it. And Wyc Grousbeck's just running up the payroll, so that's why they're selling the team.
Imagine being 90 years old, like worth more money than any human being could ever actually conceive of, and saying like, oh, the luxury tax is going to be too much, I don't want to pay it. Like, you're 90 and your team is like going to be a dynasty. What are you doing, my man? Enjoy it.
I guarantee the guy that leaked the story to the Post is the same guy that owns the Sphere and plays in a band and is one of the worst owners in professional sports. That's what my hunch is saying.
Maybe it's another one of the owners, because it's an ownership group with the Celtics who's mad that he doesn't want to pony up and pay the bill.
I do believe the dad is angry. Like, I didn't know the dad existed, like, until literally they were selling the team. I thought Wyc
Grousbeck was a nepo baby.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I thought Wyc Grousbeck was just like rich and cool and just the owner. I didn't know he was like the mouthpiece for like his old dad who lives in California. So
he doesn't even live in Boston?
No, he's in California. So anyways, I love Wyc Grousbeck. I'll give that guy money. That guy dies a hero in my book, man. Well, he's not dying. He's actually quite a young man. Irving Grousbeck, the father. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Celtics ownership. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with that, but I'm not talking about that now.
Elon Musk.
Keep it in the family. Steve Paliuka.
All right. I've got 2 actually here to close it out.
Let's hear it.
Wait, are you done? I guess I stole one of yours. So yeah, I have 2 to close it out. One is roster related. The Warriors signed DeAnthony Melton and Kyle Anderson. Like, we forget DeAnthony Melton is an NBA player because he barely played last year for Philadelphia, but he's pretty good. And he fits the Warriors system. Same with Kyle Anderson. Those are good signings. People have lumped the Lakers and the Warriors into like similar, LeBron and Steph are going to go into the twilight of their career and not win any rings. At least the Warriors are trying. They lost Clay, but they brought in 2 pretty good players, so that's something. And then the last one is the ESPN #1 booth. Still don't know what it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Breen and Doris Burke, we know. They say they want a third. It's not JJ Redick. Maybe come All-Star break, it'll be Doc Rivers again after the Bucks are like 32-28.
Yeah.
They'll be like, we're done with you, Doc. And then he goes back to the booth.
Did Legler get a deal at ESPN, or did they let Legler go?
I think he re-upped.
Right,
I think they re-upped him.
Yeah, because Scott Van Pelt was like, help my boy. I love Legler's like the only serious person at a very unserious place for basketball coverage.
Well, ESPN has some serious people. It's just like Tim Bontemps and Tim McMahon, who's like locked away on the Hoop Collective podcast, and they never put him on television.
I mean, those guys got faces for radio, if you know what I mean. Didn't Tim McMahon get married this offseason to Malika Andrews? Yeah, they did. Dave
McMenamin.
I always do this. It's just that they're the same guy.
Bontemps is a nationwide NBA reporter.
Right.
McMenamin is just the Lakers guy. And also is Ramona Shelburne. And so is Brian Windhorst. The ESPN basketball coverage is literally just 60%.
They rolled Bontemps out for something. I was like, oh, jeez.
No, they rolled him out for Eastern Conference Finals game.
Yeah.
He was reporting on the sidelines.
I was like, holy shit, this guy hasn't seen the sun in ages. Malika Andrews got married. Congrats to her. And Dave McMenamin, the Lakers guy, who's also Tim Bontemps, who's also some other guy.
Tim McMahon's got, you said he's got a face for radio. He's got a voice for radio too. Tim McMahon's got a great voice. So
no, I think Tim Bontemps is the guy that has a face for radio. Let me look up. I think it's Tim Bontemps, because I was like, we're rolling out Tim Bont. Is someone sick? Like, yeah, it's 100% Tim Bontemps.
Yeah, Tim Bontemps, like, he's a good writer and he does good reporting and stuff, but he's just, They got to put Kendrick Perkins to say, I think Jason Tatum is overrated.
Yeah, when Kendrick Perkins called Jason Tatum selfish the other day, it's going to be a
Yeah.
long year of stupidity.